Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here for day 2. For those of you who are wondering, I have a challenge going in our group, the Mindful Performing Artist Journey, and it's all about messiness and getting out of feeling like you have to be perfect to create. Sometimes that's what stops people from moving across the blank page. And so we've been talking about that. And today, specifically, what I'm going to be talking about is thinking about sometimes the things that people have said to us in our lives to limit us. And people do that sometimes. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. But it can really hold us back and hurt. And so I'm going to be talking about a really big thing that I went through with my first real love. He's an incredibly successful music agent in Los Angeles now. He's worked with the biggest names in music, and like big, like the biggest. And I was with him at the beginning of his career, and unfortunately, at that time, I'm not dissing him. I'm just what happened was, well, it's kind of interesting. He came from the same county that my father grew up in. So unfortunately, he grew up with racist attitudes. And a couple years into our relationship, he starts saying these things to me. And I don't think he even knew that he was doing it, honestly. But because of where we were both headed in our careers, it really hurt me a lot. A lot had to do with my ethnicity. My family is from the Dominican Republic. Just things kind of like, only white people can be successful in certain areas of entertainment because, white people. and and that my sound was not basically white enough. And yeah, that held me back for a long time. So the reason I'm bringing this out like right at the beginning is if you have a resentment in your life to where someone said something and you're carrying it around with you for years, or something that happened and it's holding you back, and it's kind of like if you've been living with this kind of thing for a long time, it's kind of just like, I don't know, I guess it's a chip on your shoulder, and it's been there for so long, like you don't even notice it anymore, but it's there. And what ended up happening to me is that I completely rebelled because he works in mainstream music. And so I ended up breaking up with him, and I got introduced to house music. And I love house music. Um, but there was always a part of me like, and I'm so fucking not here for the mainstream music industry at all, ever. And that that part of it was unnecessary. That was the resentment. And that is what I learned was the thing that was holding me back. Because finally, after I kind of wrote a thing in my career, I wrote a wave. That adrenaline that was driving me from that rebellious energy, it's just not sustainable. And what goes up must come down. And I crashed hard. And I got to a point where I just couldn't even write anymore. And I thought I would never sing again. I went through that. And I do know some other artists I've seen go through similar things. Some bounced back, some didn't. And it doesn't mean you have to. It's just, The point is not being driven by, you know, resentment and negativity. So that's what happened. And for a long time, for like 10 years or more, 15. And then I kind of like, I couldn't figure it out. Like, all right, like I used to like be so into it and everything. Just give me a minute. I need something cold to drink. Iced tea, homemade iced tea. I get hot flashes when I sit here and do this. But, and I was just, and when and so I studied meditation for years, and it took a long time for me. And I so want that if anyone else is suffering in any way, especially my fellow artists, in this way, to bring mindfulness and meditation to you in a way that you can grasp it right now and not wait 15 years. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is, right? But it's so unnecessary. So finally I was able to have a breakthrough around it all, and now just understanding and immersing myself into mindfulness on the deepest levels of my being, and it's a journey that never ends, really, and it's amazing. And again, like I talk about David Lynch all the time and his experience with meditation, and then he traveled all over the world talking about meditation and mental health and growth and creativity. You go deep to where the deep ideas are, the big ones, the big fish, he calls them. And I'm constantly writing now, just like I was mentioning in my last life. Like, when I'm biking to the gym, I have to keep pulling over because a new song is coming, and it's coming out so amazing. And I'm getting ready to release new music soon. So, and then the acting finally I started doing. And this was all as a result of mindfulness, because I really kind of was in a just like whatever, kind of thing. And it's not also just that doing these things, because these things, doing them in and of themselves, don't make you happy. You know what? I got to tell you, and this is just coming to me right now, I'm glad all that happened, because I could have kept pushing myself and maybe just getting better and better and better at the things I was doing. But I was going to crash at some point, and it could have been way worse. Just what we see going on with what happens with artists that are, living with deep conflicts inside of them, turning to drugs and all that stuff. And that could have been me. So I'm glad it happened the way that it did. And now it's just so magical, and all these synchronicities happening and all this stuff is just like, wow. So getting to the understanding that, you know what? Yes, it hurt when that person said those things to me, but it was me holding on to the hurt that was doing the real damage. And knowing that I can truly forgive, and really, there's nothing really to forgive at this point. It's just, we're all doing the best we can, really. and I have all the power over me. So, basically the energy that we spend holding on to resentment, anger, or hurt is energy we could be using to create and live and thrive. When we hold on what people have said or done, it acts like a block, keeping us from stepping into our full potential. But when we forgive, we reclaim that energy and we free ourselves to move forward without the weight of the past holding us back. So that's really what I had to say. I meditated before coming on, and now I'd love to share a short meditation with you. It's very powerful, focused on letting go and forgiving. So, if someone has said or done something intentionally or unintentionally that has held you back, it's time to release it for good so you can focus on what truly matters to you. So let's get started. Find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down, and close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath in. Let it out slowly. And let's just do that a few times. And as we breathe in deeply and breathe out, let's slowly just get back to our natural rhythm of breathing. So let each deep breath become less deep each time. And as we do this, our breath is rebalancing. And then when we get back to just our breath breathing us, release any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your neck, and let everything soften. Now bring to mind a person or perhaps a situation that has caused you pain or held you back. Maybe it was something someone said. Maybe it was a judgment or an action that left a mark. Just let it rise gently to the surface without forcing it. And just continue to breathe naturally. As you think about this person or situation, notice how it feels in your body. And does it feel heavy? Is there tension? Just observe without judgment. Now take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine that tension leaving your body. Breathe in again. And on the exhale, silently say to yourself, I release you. I let go. With each breath, feel that weight lifting. Feel the energy you've been holding on to loosening its grip. You no longer need to carry this with you. It's time to reclaim that energy for yourself. In your mind, repeat after me. I forgive you. I release you. I let go of what you did or said. I am free. And let's just sit quietly for a few moments. Picture this person or situation gently fading into the background, like a mist dissolving in the air. The space it leaves behind is now filled with lightness, with peace. You are free from it. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel a deep sense of peace and relief wash over you. Know that you've released this burden and you no longer have to carry it. The energy you spent holding onto resentment is now yours again to use for your creativity, for your passion, for what truly matters to you. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take one last breath in and let it go. How did that feel? Take a moment to reflect on what you let go of today. It could be something small or something big, but whatever it was, it no longer has power over you. You freed yourself to move forward. If you feel comfortable, I encourage you to share in the comments what came up for you and how you feel now. And if you haven't already, I invite you to join the Mindful Performing Artist Journey. It's a free and safe space to share vulnerable things like this in a supportive, non-judgmental community. This is where we lift each other up, where we get real about our struggles, and where we celebrate our growth together. We're all on this journey of creativity and mindfulness, and there's so much power in walking that path with others who understand. So, thank you all for showing up today and for taking this step. to let go of what's been holding you back. Tomorrow, we'll continue to deepen this journey of mindfulness and creativity in the group. So stay tuned and remember, forgiveness is the key to freeing your creative energy. So keep letting go of what no longer serves you. See you tomorrow.